Hello, everyone. Welcome back to It's All in Your Head podcast. As always, I have Tara Ray with me, and I'm Michelle Walker. Tara, what have you been doing since I saw you last?
I've been doing a whole lot of stuff since you saw me last. So
Okay,
with the
like
book
what?
coming out, I have been getting some of the merchandise together for the book. Also, just trying to relax as much as I can. I'm reading a really good book right now. It's called Children of Blood and Bone, and it's kind of African folklore fantasy. It's really good. And I can't not think right now who the author is, but that's the book.
Children of Blood and Bone.
Children of Blood and Bone. It's
Sounds
really good.
good. I'm reading a really good one, too. It's by that author, Elizabeth Gilbert. She wrote Eat, Pray, Love. Do you remember that book when it came out a while ago?
Mm-hmm.
And she wrote one called City of Girls, and it's like set back in the 40s. And she was a very kind of a feminist woman back when it wasn't popular to be feminist, you know.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a really good book about things that happened to her back in that it's an era where it wasn't popular to be kind of more of a liberal back in that day. And a really good book written in a way that only Elizabeth Gilbert can write. Also, if you're a true crime aficionado, any of you who know the writer Anne Rule, she wrote a book about Ted Bundy called The Stranger Beside Me. Things that happened that are real things that happened about real murders and things like that. So I've
I
been
try
reading.
not to read that stuff, Michelle. I
I
just
know.
don't read that stuff. I feel like life is real enough. I get like all twisted up. I did though slip up and watch something that made all of my conspiracy theory stuff just tingle, right? I watched this show called, it's on Netflix. It's called Utopia. It's all about this thing that they're finding. It started in a comic book, and it's about somebody engineering viruses and releasing them and doing all this stuff and how they're getting the viruses to the people. Of course, this was the wrong time for me to watch that, but I just binge watched it. It was like a train wreck. I could not stop watching it.
Train wreck, huh?
Yes, that's exactly what it was like.
Well, I used to be a dancer when I was young, so I had to be watching Dancing with the Stars right now, of course. And I was really hoping that Carol Baskins, you know, the Lion King or Tiger King guy. Did you see that series of Tiger King about the
Yes.
guy who was breeding tigers? Okay. Well, Carol Baskins went on Dancing with the Stars. She didn't last very long because she's not a very good dancer, but I was curious to see how she would do.
It makes me wonder what made her a star. Okay, but let's go.
I know, she wasn't very good. But she didn't do well. But I was thinking about, because I think it was about this time last year, you made me some gluten-free cookies last year because
Yes,
you are a cook.
it is cookie time. It is cookie time.
They were oatmeal, craisin, chocolate chip, or something like that, weren't they?
3 kinds of chocolate chips.
Oh my gosh, tell me about those. Remind me about those.
So okay, this is good too. I should get this product, but or let everybody know about it. But I have a good friend who manufactures a protein-based gluten-free flour. And it's awesome because it's made 100% out of legumes. So I'm gonna ask her if we can like say the product name and stuff like that. I don't know if that's weird, our producer can help us with that. What we can and can't say, we still new at this and learning. So, but it's a protein-based flour and completely gluten-free. When you bake with it, you cannot tell that it is. And I just remember that with you being gluten intolerant, I wanted to make you something at the holiday time so you could have some sweet stuff too, because I bake all kinds of cakes and cookies and pies and stuff like that. So those I think you told me were your favorite. They're oatmeal with 3 different kinds of chocolate chips, cranberries, and that gluten-free flour. So yeah.
Oh my gosh, they were so good, so good. And tell me about your hobbies. Like, what other hobbies have you been doing?
I have been getting merchandise together for the book. And also, I have just a page called Everyday Women, and I just have some T-shirts that's kind of our tagline. That's simply me, and then the Beauty for Ashes T-shirts for my book. So that's what I've been doing as far as hobbies. It's kind of every hobby I get, turns into a business. I can't just have a hobby. So that's what's been going on with me. What kind of things have you been doing?
Well, I make jewelry. Show everybody your fun necklace.
Oh, yes.
Yeah,
one of my favorite pieces. Yes, love it. Okay, love
but I've been doing that, and then I had this dream one night. So I've been writing a book too, and I've been trying to find somebody to do the editing on it for me. But I had a dream one night about a book, and it was just it was kind of interesting. It's about kind of a futuristic dream about an America in a time from now where, because nobody agrees, we break into a series of clans, and somebody develops a kind of a virus that allows people to stop aging. In other words, overnight they completely regenerate, but only the wealthy people can afford this. And so there's only certain people that completely regenerate overnight, so they completely stop aging. But because of the fact that they completely stop aging, they become very arrogant, and people actually start getting to a point where they kill each other just because they can regenerate overnight. I know it sounds kind of, me.
That sounds right up my alley kind of book. So I'm waiting on it. That is.
I know, and the psychology involves. The psychology involved through the whole thing, where people actually have to put them underground in these caves because they become so wicked. Anyway, it's really kind of a cool story. You're gonna love it when I finally get the whole thing written. But that's what I've been doing, and then the story evolves even more, where they build this whole society underground. And anyway, you're gonna love it.
I can't wait. I'm excited. And I noticed, that's why I asked you, what have you been doing with your time? Because we don't have much spare time. We stay busy, but that's just kind of how we operate.
When my husband and I are flying back and forth to Utah to visit family, I write on the plane. That's the only time that I have any downtime. Oh, I do have good news, though. We had our 11th grandbaby.
Oh my gosh, excited.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
A little girl. And they named her Avery Elise.
Awesome. That's beautiful.
It was so exciting. When your baby has a baby, you know what it's like to have a baby, and how childbirth is. It's, painful, exciting, scary. And then when your baby has a baby, it's like you're going through it all over yourself, again. It's just, It's just frightening. You know how that is.
Yeah. And it was interesting because yesterday, my daughter called, and my grandchildren, I could hear them. They were talking to my husband, but I could hear them, and I ran in there, and then they're, hi, Nani, hi, Nani. And it was just the best. I love it. I love being a grandma. I love it. And just being able to watch them grow, it's different. To me, it kind of feels like an out-of-body experience. My kids were just little, and now they have kids, so it's awesome.
I agree. It's so much fun. And, we can't go see her for a while because they don't want any risk of coronavirus, which is like the saddest thing in the world. And so she's been sending me videos, because I told her, I said, it's those first few days where you're watching the baby literally explore the world, like they're looking around and they're cooing and they're making all those little noises. And so she's been sending me videos of the baby just looking around and exploring, and you just don't want to miss that stuff, and how cute they are when they're sleeping. And so I've been watching them obsessively over and over again, those little videos. So that's what's going on in my world.